Hello, in this programming tutorial I'm going to show you how to set up Bootstrap 5 on your computer. So I'm doing this on Mac, but you can follow along on Windows and Linux. The process is the same. There'll be some server stuff which can be a bit more specific, but that's not a requirement. Again, it's something I'll explain later on in the video. So Bootstrap is a responsive web framework. And if you know what it is, great, skip 20-30 seconds. If not, it's just a responsive web framework that's mobile first, and it works great on your desktop. And like, if I open up their website, as you can see, as I'm closing it down, we're in a more of a mobile format. This is basically what this framework allows you to do instead of manually coding it yourself. So first, go to getbootstrap.com, and from here, if you try right now and go and download it, as of the 17th of January 2023, it'll give you the option to download an alpha release. This release is stable from what I've tested, but if you want, and I would recommend having a full release and not some, early alpha release or beta release, then what you want to do is go to here. Don't select latest, select the latest one that's not the latest, so 5.2.3 in this case. It might be something else, or the latest might be the latest stable one. You never know. So click that, and here we go. So to actually set it up, all you got to do is copy and paste this. I'll explain the lines of code in here and how to actually have your own local files, because right now it's using CDN, which is a content delivery network. So that means it delivers a CSS and the JavaScript file over the internet. Benefit of that is, it's fast, it's readily available, and yeah, so those are some of the advantages. But it's even faster to have it locally, generally speaking. But this is great just for testing. So what you want to do is copy all this. Now you will need some sort of text data. I'll be using Sublime Text, and you'll want to create a folder. I'm going to create it on my desktop called Bootstrap. If you feel free to name it whatever you want for your project. And if I open my text data, feel free to use VS Code, to use Sublime, if you're still using brackets out there, whatever it is, Notepad, WordPad. I've seen people use all sorts of stuff. And what you want to do now is just paste that in, save it, and I'm going to go to desktop, Bootstrap, name it index.html. So index is just the default file that it will look for, and click save. And what we're gonna do is oh my bad. And what we're gonna do is go to desktop and drag and drop this folder in, so we have access to the the folder itself. And here we go. So if I was to let's open this up. If I was to double click this file, so to run it, you just double click it, and it's running fine. I know it's running correctly because this font is the style and font that Bootstrap will set it to. If I right click, inspect, there's no errors. I recommend using Google Chrome, but feel free to use a different browser if you want to. And okay, so that is all set up now. I did say that I was going to show you how to set it up locally instead of using a CDN. And to do that, you just Google Bootstrap 5 GitHub. I'll provide a link in the description, so don't worry, you will have access to that. And then go to the releases. And again, this release, generally the latest one, should match the one that you just configured it to. And got the spinning rainbow wheel. Yeah, scroll down and go to distribution or dist. Laptop's being a bit slow right now, and you just want to open that up. Obviously unzip it however you need to. There's a lot of files here. First of all, I want to copy both folders into my project folder. Let's break down what we've got in here. So there's a lot of CSS files in here. You might be thinking, why is there so many? The reason is you have the regular Bootstrap ones down here, and you have some other ones if you only want specific features from Bootstrap. We want the whole Bootstrap, and it is, if we go to the code, you can have a look what it is, bootstrap.min.css. So we want, got to find the windows open. bootstrap.min.css. So what's the difference between this one and that one? So this one is, so let me open both up for you so I can show you. So this one is all compressed, whereas the bootstrap.css is all formatted nicely and spread out. This one takes longer to load compared to the minified one, and it is recommended on production you have the minified one, just because it's faster to load. And that's the same case with the JavaScript file. So we're going to delete every file except for the minified. So I'm going to select everything and delete. Let's go to the JavaScript one. And again, we want everything because it's the bootstrap bundle.min that we want. So we want to keep that one. Okay, so what is the bundle compared to the regular Bootstrap? And it's explained on the website. Basically, if you don't want to include pop-out, which allows you to have stuff like drop-downs, popovers, and tooltips, then you can just have Bootstrap separately instead of the bundle. Recommend having the bundle. There's a lot of cool features, and those features are really useful. And okay, so now to actually load from the local file, you need to figure out where it is. So it's all relative to this path because this is where index.html is. So you just go here, get rid of this, CSS/bootstrap min.css. Yep, that adds up. And do the same for the JavaScript. Everything else we can leave the same. So if I save that, and if I go to the website, refresh, the font has now changed. That's bad. And the reason for that is because there's a little error. If we go to the console, it is saying from origin null has been blocked by cause policy. This is just for security purposes. So there's a few ways of getting around this. This is where I'll get onto the server talk. You can either if you have something like Chrome, enable the cross origin cause policy. You can do that, and feel free to Google it. It's just a little flag that you need to set. Or B, this is a recommended way, and that is to set up a server. You don't have to set up a server like on HostGator, or I think Bluehost is another one, or Namecheap, or GoDaddy, or any of them. You can if you have one, and that's what you'll be doing when you are actually distributing and putting your website out to the world. But in terms of right now, you can just use a local server. So you can use something like XAMPP, which is a cross-platform server. You can use something like MAMP, which is for Mac, LAMP for Linux, and WAMP, which is just for Windows. But I recommend XAMPP. Or what I'll be using on my Mac is Servers, because it's really simple and it whips up a server really, really quickly. And like I said, feel free to do it however you want. You could use npm, Node.js to whip your server up. Feel free to use Node, whatever method you want to choose. You can use VS Code, you can whip a server up in there. Anything will suffice. So if I open up my servers, again, this is just an optional step. You can just continue using the CDN locally, but I'm going to be doing the server just so I can show you. And obviously if I select the folder, which is already selected, just leave it as is, click start, click launch browser. You can't double click the file anymore. You have to go to where it specifies, so localhost 8080 or these. So you can literally use these on your local network. So you could literally use this and be on another device. So that is another great reason, another great thing about using some sort of server that has features like that. So you can go and test it on your phone, for example. Whereas if you just have it locally double clicking it, unless you're transferring files and doing some other sort of setup, it's convoluted. As you can see, the font has changed. And to make sure, right click, inspect, console. I mean, you get a few of these warnings, but they're nothing for us to worry about. But in terms of those errors, they have now disappeared. So that is how you set up Bootstrap 5. If you have any questions, especially around the server side of stuff, feel free to post in the Discord group, link in the description, or just post in the comments. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what other Bootstrap and web development content you would like to see next. I'll be doing some more updated free.js setup videos soon. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye bye.